फीमेल पोकर प्लेयर डेट you'd like to go out talk to, ये सब बकचोदी नहीं चलेगी यहाँ पे. I've never seen Breaking Bad, just FYI. All right then, so without further ado, let's have the man himself, Bharat. So hi Bharat, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
I am good. अपनी तो बात होती रहती है, लोगों को आज बताया जाए कि भरत है कौन. तो अपन एकदम शुरुआत से शुरुआत करते हैं. When was the first time you discovered poker? How did you get introduced to the game? क्या scene था?
So I was preparing for an examination and I was in my drop year. It was, studying a lot. It gets monotonous. So I was, playing poker on Poker Stars with the play money for fun, like having some fun in between. So it was 2019 and I had no plans for playing with the real money. But after a few months lockdown happened, then I was still studying for a couple of more exams which were yet to come. But since they were delayed due to the lockdown, randomly I thought let's take a break for a few days and let's have something different which is fun.
Mm-hmm.
So this time I decided to play poker with real money. But before that, I purchased a course on Udemy. So I did the course, and after that, I started playing on Poker Stars. I deposited like $100, and then busted that, then deposited again. So this cycle continues. So that's how I started poker.
But very interesting that before you even played your first real money hand, you bought a poker course.
Yeah, because I had experience of playing with play money, so I knew that I was not good at it. And I also discovered that this is a strategic game like chess. Like this is a game which requires some kind of study. And I'm not a fan of YouTube because the material available on YouTube is so unstructured that you start learning something and you learn something else.
तो Udemy पे जो कोर्स था किसका कोर्स था? Like 2019 से already Udemy पे कोर्सेज आ रहे थे.
2015 का बना हुआ कोर्स था वो actually.
Oh wow, अच्छा.
मतलब 2015 और 16 का. It was an old course and किसी अमेरिकन ने बनाया हुआ था.
अच्छा. So with the basics
so
of
his name, his name is Alton Hardin, some guy who used to play on American sites.
Okay, I've never heard.
Yeah, but it was a good course. Like, मैंने सुना नहीं था उसका नाम. He's just a random guy who used to play micros, but he was profitable. So it was a good course to start with.
I think most लोग पहले अपना पूरा bankroll burst करते हैं, then they realize कि they're not good and then they start studying. So you don't even realize it, but you already were a gem when you started before you played your first real money. ठीक है. So
yeah, because I was excited, so just to ये play money मैंने ये सब करके रखा हुआ था पहले से ही कि try to build some chips and then lost it all. So I knew कि अगर मैं real money के साथ भी करूँगा I'll light the money on fire.
Very interesting. ठीक है, तो ये तो अपन अब आ गए पोकर हम खेलना शुरू कर दिया already. So you said कि you chose to spend your free time on poker. So मेरा question, my next question basically is कि why poker? Like, why not anything else? Like, people have other hobbies as well, right? So why did you particularly choose poker? How did that happen?
This is also an interesting story. So during the lockdown, I was preparing for an examination. It's called Indian.
कौन सा exam पे start करते हैं? 2-3 बार ये exam mention हो गया. Which exam is this?
2019 में जब मैं play money से stars पे खेलता था, so it was gate. Everyone knows gate, about gate. Every engineer knows about gate. But 2020 में I was preparing for a couple of examinations. PARC और ISRO वगैरह for scientists. तो वो सारे examinations थे और एक और examination था for MTech in Indian Statistical Institute.
ISCR
so
वाला.
ISI
okay अच्छा.
ISI कोलकाता.
Very mathematical होता है ना वो वाला तो course.
Yeah, mathematical. So I was studying for it. So I met a guy who was also studying for it. So he told me that he used to play poker for fun in his college. So I was chatting with him. I also thought ki this looks fun. I'll be taking a break of few days after preparing for this. So I took a break and thought ki let's give it a shot. And I was connecting poker is also a game which involves mathematics, and I'm also preparing the exam which involves maths. Break is gonna be related with my preparation.
ठीक है, तो अपन अब पोकर में आ गए. पोकर क्यों किया ये पता चल गया हमें. So like you've also been associated with MPC for a very long time, right? Like मेरे से बहुत पहले से you've been a part of MPC. So how was that?
Yeah.
Like, how did you discover MPC?
When I started playing poker in 2020, after I deposited on Stars, after a few days I was randomly scrolling through Instagram. That's when I found there is this channel called MPC on Discord. That's when I knew about Discord. After getting to know about MPC from Instagram, I installed Discord and then joined their server. So it was in the very beginning of the MPC days. So
कौन
that's how
होता था
I
तब
got into
MPC में?
MPC.
क्या तब भी क्या चिल जोन वाला सीन रहता था जो हम लोग जिस पे रहते थे?
Chill zone तो नहीं exactly, but I remember one of the streams from MPC's Discord, and in that stream Abhishek Rathod was there reviewing some hands of a guy. I don't know. That video is still available on YouTube.
I think I know which one you're talking about. जिसमें वो फाइनल टेबल रिव्यू हो रही थी, मनी में 1CR जो बाजी का टूर्नामेंट था उसकी फाइनल टेबल थी.
I can't recall. Like I found it really interesting.
Since I have joined MPC तो chill zone वाला पूरा सीन रहता है. Like I discovered you through that chill zone only.
Yeah. Chill zone भी एक अलग ही वो था. अब वो उतना एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता है, मतलब कभी-कभी रैंडमली.
Let's try. अगर लोग आ जाए वापस Discord पे तो we can try to.
I'm up all night, I'm just waiting there for someone to join. I'll instantly join.
तुम लोग सुन लो, जो भी Discord पे नहीं हो, Discord पे अगर तुम आ रहे हो तो you can watch Bharat playing 2000 by like 2K no limit live on stream. Now that you've started playing poker, you busted your 100 रुपए के bankroll एक दो बार. People do this with like 100Ks and thousands of rupees and lakhs of rupees. You did that with hundreds. Then your final journey started. So जहाँ से तूने start किया और अब like जहाँ तक तू आया. So like I'm not disclosing it right now because this would be fun for people to discover. Then where did you start your final journey when you were like seriously grinding and thought about putting some time into poker and studying? वो पूरा कैसे start हुआ?
I did not have any plans for like playing this seriously. Like initially though it was like yeah, I'm learning something new. I'll be playing for the fun part. But after a while, I discovered this can become profitable too. Like people do it for a living. I watched a couple of interviews on YouTube. I watched the interview of RN as well.
Pain provider.
There was pain provider. There was a video where he mentioned that he turned 50,000 rupees or 30,000 rupees into 17 lakhs. Okay. That really intrigued me. Then I continued, but like after continuing playing for like 2 months. I got selected for MTech in IIT Madras.
Oh, okay.
So so I joined that.
Oh, you're an MTech. You've done your MTech.
I'll tell you the story.
Okay, interesting.
It was 2020 in July. I joined the MTech and the course started and it was all online.
Fair, because lockdown.
It was going online and poker was then poker was just a hobby for me. After online classes, I used to play like 1 or 2 hours. That too in the phone. I have set up all the things in the laptop as well with HUD and all. I couldn't sleep without playing poker. So after all the classes, assignments and all, it's super hectic. MTech, it was super hectic.
Right.
So I used to play for 1 or 2 hours, and those 1 or 2 hours used to stretch for like 4 hours. And I remember I used to watch Sharad Rao's stream on YouTube. That that really inspired me.
And not be motivational for sure.
Like a lot of people are inspired by his streams.
For sure.
So Sharad's stream I used to watch every day when I was doing my MTech. So that was it for that. Then 2 months or 3 months down the line, things were not going well with my MTech because it was all work from home. Like I was doing a degree from home due to the pandemic. I wasn't able to form a friend circle in that college.
Makes sense.
So because of lack of socialization, I was running behind. Like I was missing the deadlines, assignments and all.
Okay.
So I was about to give a midterm.
Achha.
Like I missed the midterm like I couldn't because I wasn't prepared for it. After that midterm, my result came, like my BARC result came. So I got selected for the interview. Yeah, for BARC. So I got selected for it. So I thought my GATE score is still valid for 2 more years. Why not drop this degree and give it a shot next year? Fair. So I decided to drop the degree and my score was still valid. So I convinced my parents and I thought let's focus on BARC for a bit. Let's get a job and देखेंगे फिर. Couple of more exams happened, but unfortunately I couldn't get selected in any of those.
Fortunately, unfortunately.
But yeah, in 2021 January, I was sort of free because I had 6 more months before I can reapply for MTech.
Right.
These 6 months I was sort of free. I started studying poker again. I had a bankroll of like 50,000
50,000.
in January 2021.
ठीक है.
So I started playing 510 again,
Okay.
but and then it kept on going. And like in April I started playing 1025 with a bankroll of 1 lakh, and then in May I started playing 2550, and after that it was a smooth sail.
अच्छा. So like let's start थोड़ा पहले से ही. You said कि पिछले 6 महीने से भी you were playing poker. So what was the initial bankroll that you started with? Like where did you initially start?
So I started at 0.51 on PokerStars.
And how much money?
0.51 with 1,000 rupees. 10 binds exactly.
अच्छा. So 10 bind 1,000 रुपए डाल के 0.51 खेल रहा था 100 रुपए bind table.
Yeah, like it was the role I assigned for poker. Like like after 1,000 I wasn't going to play for real money.
Wow. Okay.
Like this was the max which I was looking to lose.
So like initially of course you had no idea about BRM, so you decided कि ये 10 bind से मैं खेलता हूँ. This is a hobby. Let's see कितना चलती है basically. You were not really looking for कि मैं इसको build करूँ. You were like कि देखते कितना चलता है. And then
I was like कि let's try to get some side money flowing in. After 4-5 months, I realized this can be like made as a side income. But initially it was for fun only.
Right. And then ये फन करते हो बकचोदी करते हो तूने 50,000 रुपए पहले ही बना लिए and then you thought कि अब खेल सकते हैं. Wow. Okay then.
Yeah, 510.
So 510 के हिसाब से भी ये थोड़ा aggressive bankroll management हुआ, right? Like when you started.
50 binds.
50 binds.
Or 510 it's 50 binds.
Okay. So like what do you recommend? Like how do people approach? 50 binds is good या फिर you were still aggressive? Yeah. What do you think?
I would say this depends on your win rate, to be honest.
Okay.
Because if you have a high win rate, your swings are gonna be very less compared to someone having a very low win rate. He will experience massive swings. So when I was playing, like during that time, my win rate was low. It was around 4 BB per 100 at 2.5 and 5.10.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I was also experiencing big swings, like 10, 15, 20 bind swings I was experiencing at that time. So since I was building a bankroll, so I was randomly taking shots. Like I was moving to 5-10. If I lose like 5 to 10 binds there, I'll just move back to 2.5. So this reciprocation between 2.5 and 5.10 happened a lot. Like I was kind of stuck for like 4 months between these two stakes.
Achha. So effectively you started with 50 and then you were fluctuating between 510 and 25 given how you're running, given how you're like how confident you're feeling. And then when you had 1 lakh rupees, you said you moved to 1025. So your bankroll management has been aggressive throughout your career, I'm assuming. How did it go?
Yeah. Because I wasn't playing it for a living, so I did not have any expenses at that time. So I could afford some swings.
So my question was basically like there are a lot of people who get into poker because they have certain expenses in life and they want to incur them and also do better at poker. So do you suggest this sort of bankroll management to them as well? Is this advisable कि 40 binds पे आप छोटे stakes पे खेलो?
I would say that don't spend the money you make from poker initially. Just try to grow your bankroll till you reach something like 2550 or 50-100. 2550 is a good stake where you can start taking out money for your expenses from poker.
Right.
Because the major problem is paying TDS. Like when you withdraw your roll, you pay TDS. Progress, your moving up process, it slows down. Right.
So you're saying कि initially choose a bankroll that you can like expend कि तुम्हें use नहीं करना होगा वो, and then just use that to grow in poker, and until you reach a certain level, just don't take money out of poker for your other expenses. Make sure you have money for the other expenses. Because
the ROI which you'll get from poker is going to be exponentially high at higher stakes.
MTT players को बाइंदी लगते हैं. Sorry. ठीक है. So that's about your initial journey. अब थोड़ा सा आगे आ जाते हैं. Like cut to when you started playing these nosebleed 100, 200 and above. तो एक तो बात भी कर सकते हैं कि how you moved from 1025 to 50-100. How was that? Was that smooth? And then once you reached these bigger stakes, how did you take it? And how has it been?
I started playing 2550 on 10th May of 2021.
Wow, you remember the date?
So
okay.
Yeah, it was special. Because what, I didn't have enough bankroll for that, but PokerStars ran a promo where there was a deposit promo available in which I was supposed to get like 20-30k. So I was risking those 5-6 binds which I'm about to get if I complete this promo. That promo was to make rake. So I thought if I'll play 10-25, I will make less rake. So I thought let's play 25-50 and I will make more rake. I'll complete this promo, and if I lose some binds, I'll get that back through the promo. So that promo
Right.
really helped me, thanks to PokerStars.
Oh, nice.
And after like 1.5 months, my bankroll sort of double, triple, I don't know.
Wow.
I made it to like 6 lakhs.
At
That's when
2550 only.
yeah 2550
Wow.
only. 2550, I made it to 6 lakhs. 5 or 6 lakhs. I don't remember the exact number.
Uh-huh.
So then I started playing 50-100. So 50-100 when I started, after like 10 days, I faced the biggest downswing of my career so far. I was stuck 32 binds in like 5 or 6 days.
Wow.
So that was really brutal. That was a brutal phase which started on 19th of July.
How do
And
you
it
remember these
lasted-
dates?
It's a like can't forget that, because
That's how deeply
that was
they
a brutal
impacted
day.
you.
Like after every session, I check my graph from 19th July till today. Like
अच्छा.
in that time, I used to see like अभी कितना stuck हूँ मैं, कब निकलूंगा इस phase से. So that was horrible. I never experienced that kind of phase before. Yeah.
But उसके बाद तो I think
So-
काफी बार आया होगा, right? These spirals.
उसके बाद it's once you get that, you learn how to manage,
Correct.
because once you face this disaster,
Mhm.
then that was when I got a good feel of variance. Like variance की असली feel मुझे उस downswing के बाद समझ आई थी actually. उसके पहले I was underestimating variance a lot.
Correct, because you've been winning throughout, so you're like कि क्या ही variance है,
Yeah.
जीतते ही तो रहते हैं, ये मच्छियाँ होंगी जो हारती है ना? Then you get that.
Yeah, because I was cruising through all these stakes.
अच्छा. So like, was there any other help outside of your like study material etc. जिसने आपको help किया हो through getting out of this hole, या फिर you just manage on your own?
Studying was of course the major part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the another thing I found helpful is whenever you are stuck in downswing, just talk to your friends, talk to your
Right.
poker friends, because they understand it well. When they tell you, bro, it's normal, it happens to everyone, you will get through this. These kind of replies are very sympathetic, so that really helped.
Right.
So this is the best strategy which I use. Like when I face a downswing, I just text all my friends, bro, I'm stuck this much.
I think this has happened throughout ना, अभी तक भी ऐसा होता है, right? Like whenever you're
Like last few days, like I had the biggest downswing of my career, and
अच्छा.
I texted everyone, bro, I'm stuck. What can I do now?
I remember हमारी भी बात हुई है इसके बारे में बीच में, this
Yeah,
थोड़ी बहुत
exactly.
ऊपर थे, बट तो ठीक है. तो अब अपन आ गए 6 लाख से, हमने 50-100 शुरू किया था, then ये डाउन स्विंग आया, then you got through
Yeah,
it.
so after 2 months, I got out of that downswing finally.
अच्छा.
And a tournament in which I came 6th. It was in Coop Stars main event. So I came
Oh.
6th in that tournament for like 2.7.
Oh wow, nice.
So that really helped. That boosted my bankroll.
मुझे एक
So
चीज पता
with
चली
that-
है, तुम सब कैश प्लेयर.
Yeah.
पिछले पॉडकास्ट में मैं अमन से बात कर रहा था, उसके भी जो मेजर बम्प्स आया है ना, लाइक स्टेकअप किया उसने, वो कि यहाँ पे एक एमटीटी जीता, यहाँ पे एक एमटीटी जीता, तो तुम सब कैश प्लेयर हमारे पैसे आके लूट रहे हो, फिर स्टेकअप कर रहे हो, तो मैं देख रहा हूँ.
Really, I feel lucky for that कि correct time पे सही जगह पे स्कोर आ गया.
थिंक हो क्या? हाँ.
उस टूर्नामेंट में मैंने ऐसी ब्लंडर्स किए थे ना, लाइक फाइनल टेबल में. आई रिमेंबर दैट टाइम आई वाजंट श्योर कि ये ब्लंडर है कि नहीं, बिकॉज आई वाज नॉट गुड विद एमटीटीज.
Correct.
अभी भी आई एम नॉट गुड विद एमटीटीज. लेटर ऑन आई फिगर्ड एंड आई शेयर्ड द फाइनल टेबल हैंड्स विद माय एमटीटी फ्रेंड्स, एंड आई फिगर्ड दैट कितना बड़ा ब्लंडर, कितना ज्यादा ईवी मैं टेबल पे छोड़ के आया था.
अच्छा.
मैसिव पंट्स.
Okay.
Like that's why I came 6th. Otherwise, I could have managed 3rd at least.
To ladder.
I had a good stack.
Always happens.
Yeah.
Good place to learn.
Yeah.
2.7 lakh
So-
rupees is a good punishment to learn, ना? Fair. ठीक है. So
So up top of that tournament was 18 lakhs.
18 lakhs, yeah, in Coop main event.
Yeah.
I've been on receiving ends 2-3 बार ऐसे.
Nice.
ठीक है. No, not on the receiving end of the payment. Just that feeling कि I'm in the top 10 and then finally I burst like 9th and up top is 18 lakhs.
Oh, that feeling is really,
Yeah.
that sucks.
But you get used to it as an MTT player. Like,
Yeah, it happens every day. Like
Okay.
not every day, every week.
हाँ, एक आध बार 2 महीने में 1-2 बार तो होगा ही ये वाली चीज. तो then you're like, कब तक रोल होगे तुम इसके लिए? just same as variance वाला. अपन अब आ गए 50-100 पे, वापस वो स्पाइरल से हम निकल
Yeah.
गए
So
2.7.
after that tournament, the next day, I started
Back
playing
to-
100-200.
अच्छा, okay. How much bankroll did you
Yeah.
have around that time?
I had around 10 or 11. I think 11.
अच्छा, 11.
Yeah.
So basically 55 binds around वही same
55 binds.
ठीक है. Then now you're at 100 to 100 and like since then it's been smooth sailing I assume because I don't think you've ever been stuck after that.
It has been a smooth sailing, but yeah, downswings, you know, they are still like part of it, but now I have learned how to manage. It happens still, like downswings are part of poker, can't do much. Since it was the first time which happened on 50-100, so it was really painful.
The first one, it's the hardest, right?
Yeah, it's the hardest in monetary terms as well, and in terms of binds, like losing 32 binds in cash games is not something which happens often.
Correct. Like I'm just saying in terms of like your mental pressure that you feel after losing those 32 binds. Like right now, if you lose 32 binds, I don't think you would be as mentally affected as you would have been.
No, 32 binds will still suck.
Yeah, of course.
Because I never lost 32 binds after that.
So you've never after that as well? Oh wow.
Yeah, after that I never lost.
Acha.
Yeah, it was a.
How are your average swings like? How are like I don't have any cash background, which is other experience in your volume पे कितना swing आता. So like how are usual swings like?
Back in the day.
Like right now or for any cash regs, what are usual swings like?
Usual swings are like 10 to 15 binds. You lose 10 to 15 binds.
Acha.
It's the normal swing. Yeah. Anything above 10 starts to feel. It feels like you're getting stuck more and more. Achha. But once you cross 20, you know, it's painful after that.
Then you have a mental pressure.
But mental pressure arises and your decision making gets affected after that.
So like तब 100-200 था, then you moved on to 250-100, and right now I think you're playing basically every stake available on any Indian website, right? I don't think there's any stake that you don't play.
Yeah, so, up to 1K, 2K.
So I have a very interesting question. I don't know if you're interested in answering this, but I think everyone on this stream is also interested to know. So what is Bharat Wadhwani's current bankroll, poker bankroll? How much money do you have to play poker right now?
It's in the 90s. I don't remember the exact, but it's in the 90s, something around 90 lakhs.
90 lakhs. Wow. All right. So basically you started with 1,000 rupees back in 2019, end of 2019. Yeah. And right now you made close to 1 CR, like we can just say.
Yeah, sort of.
So 1,000 से 1 crore बनाया तूने. कितना टाइम हुआ है? 2 साल, I think 2.5 साल.
Yeah, around 2.5.
That's crazy. If that's not motivational for people, I don't know what will be.
I swear.
Started at 0.51 playing with 1,000 rupees and now you're playing every stake available up to 1,000, 2,000 with a bankroll of 1 crore. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's still aggressive.
I mean, right now, you also have this also function of getting not enough volume, I'm assuming, right? Like, I don't think
1K, 2K doesn't run as often.
And even
mostly 500 1K. Even 500 1K is not regular.
So you have to put in both to put in enough volume, I'm assuming.
Yeah, exactly. So swings, you know, sometimes they get out of limits.
So how, like, अपन एक बार इस चीज पे भी बात कर लेते हैं. So like you said initially when you got stars वाला deal, you moved to stars because of that. So like game selection एक बहुत important चीज रहती है I think आज game में, right? So how do you go about game selecting? Like what are your criteria? What should people look at when they're game selecting? Any comments?
So this is a good question actually, you know, because game selection is the most important point if you're playing poker for making money, because there is an old saying as well, like if you are playing on a table in which there are 5 players who are better than you, then you are the sucker.
You should not be there.
Yeah, you should not. You shouldn't even playing that game at all. So yeah, like selecting good games is really important. Like before even selecting the games, you should select, you know, the correct side, because rake is playing a major role in what you are going to take home, and not just the rake, it's the effective rake, which is the rake charged by the card room minus the rake back which you get in return. So it's the effective rake which you pay. Correct. So especially for small stakes who are playing small to mid stakes, they should select the games, the poker room which has the lowest rake minus rake back, which is effective rake.
Oh wow. So like until now I've always thought of it as just the rake portion, but like this is a very interesting point. Ki rake minus rake back is the actual money that you're paying. So always look at that.
Exactly. Not the rake percent. You have to figure it out, the rake in big blinds per 100. Like how many big blinds per 100 are you losing in rake?
Okay.
And how much of that you are getting back through rake back.
So how do you figure that out? Like how do you go from like मुझे दिखता है कि वेबसाइट पे इतना परसेंट rake charge हो रहा है, इतना rake cap है, but how do I go from there to calculating कि मेरा कितना rake मेरा जा रहा है BB per 100? How do I do that?
Yeah, so for that you have to use trackers. Like there are trackers like Poker Tracker 4 and Driver is there. Poker Tracker is the best if you can afford, like Poker Tracker, it's the best. But there is Driver and there is Hold'em Manager 3. There are a couple of trackers available. So
Correct.
yeah,
तो उन पे दिखा देता है आपको कि कितना आपका ये है
yeah,
BB per 100.
it's sorted.
अच्छा,
By using that, you can get how much rake you pay in BB per 100.
ठीक है. So I basically look at that, the amount of rake I'm paying on any website. Then I see कितना मुझे percent में rake back मिल रहा है और कितना amount मिल रहा है. And then I calculate the net rake that I'm paying to the website. उसके basis पे
Yeah,
decide
exactly.
करूँगा. Nice, nice. That's pretty interesting, I think, for people who are trying to get into poker.
Yeah, who are looking to select good games.
Correct. So, like, in your opinion, what websites have like the best deals in terms of this rake minus rake back? What has your experience been?
Usually the newer websites offer insanely high rake back, like 70%. So
Right.
for them, I guess this deal is going to be the most profitable one for the players. But there are other websites too, you know, like I have played my most volume on PokerStars, so I can say that the effective rake on PokerStars is good enough for someone to put a lot of volume there.
Correct.
Like play
So
majorly
from
on
what I
stars.
understand, like this is one aspect of game selecting, but there are, I'm sure, other aspects also that you look at. So
Yeah.
like if you sort of have to do a comparative analysis between websites, so right now we have these newer websites offer you the best deals in terms of rake minus rake back, but
Yeah.
like in terms of volume, I think they would be lacking somewhere, right? So like
Yeah, if action is not available, then you know one has to mix multiple sites.
correct.
But for the like really big stakes, action is probably tried on on most sites. Action is low on for the really high stakes, but someone like majority of people play low stakes to mid stakes.
Absolutely.
For that, action is available on almost all sites.
Acha, so like even the newer websites would have fair action and you'd find enough fishes to basically
Yeah.
play again.
Yeah, decent action, decent
Okay.
recreationals in the pool.
Fair enough. तो अपने जो एस्पेक्ट्स में हो गए, एक यू मेंशन्ड रेक माइनस रेक बैक वाला चीज, दूसरा गेम सिलेक्शन इन
Yeah.
टर्म्स ऑफ हाउ मेनी फिशेस यू आर
Yeah,
गेटिंग.
and one more factor I would like to add, which is also very important. So there is this stack size, you know, the average stack size of table, it should be higher
Makes sense.
because like our EV, like our expected value, how much money we are going to make depends on this, like what is the average stack of the table. So if you are playing against like 10-15 big blind kind of stacks, you are not going to make as much money as you will make tournaments. I'm not considering
I've
tournaments
played cash
because
games with 20 big blind stacks.
yeah, all right. So yeah, you might feel that those players are very unskilled, but if you are able to find a site with average stacks of like 30-40 big blinds, your win rate is gonna be higher. I'm saying this by experience only, because I noticed that my win rate on stars is the highest among all the sites I have played on.
Acha.
That's because like stars is the only Indian site, stars.in is the only Indian site which has minimum buy-in of 40 big blinds.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So yeah.
So that like बाकी वेबसाइट में 20 बिग ब्लाइंड पे बाइंड कर. I remember जब मुझे स्टार्ट पे खेलना पड़ता था तो 40 बिग ब्लाइंड से बाइंड करना पड़ता था. I तो always used to think कि 40 big blinds enough because I have
40 is comfortable for like
an
MTT
MTT
players.
player.
40 is the sweet spot.
हाँ. So like I'll tell you a little bit about why I chose this. So Barry Greenstein सुना है क्या? He was an old time
Yeah.
reg.
Like everyone,
हाँ.
Ace on the river.
Ace on the river, exactly. So Ace on the river में there is a segment in which he talks about why he used to always sit with the minimum buy-ins on the tables. So I was initially very inspired by what he said in that instance. So he was saying कि मैं बैठता था जब भी minimum buy-in के साथ, so I would just identify the fish on the table and I would play very aggressively with this shortest stack, and let's say this fish is sitting with 150 big blinds on the table and I'm sitting with 40. I know that this fish will pay me off very easily. So I'll punt in, I'll push one or two buy-in. Basically, I'll put in 40. If I double it up to 80 and get that double up from the fish. So by this point, I now have a dynamic with this fish. He's already given me some money, so he's already tilted with me. So that's why when I actually get to 90 big blinds and he's at 100, now I have a very good dynamic and he will be looking to play back at me. So like this was his idea and I was very like inspired by this. ये बहुत सही लग रहा है, मैं भी try करूँगा. So that's how I started playing.
That's fun.
Yeah, that's just one fun aspect of short stacking.
Yeah, short stacking, it's fun. It's fun because you are not afraid to stack off. Like आ जाओ ले लो double up.
हाँ, like मेरा 60 big blind अभी भी मैं बैठता हूँ, जब भी मैं 60 big blind से बैठता हूँ, because my idea is कि 100 big blind मुझे all in डालना ही नहीं आता by the river. So मुझे पता ही नहीं चलेगा कब मैं value ले पाऊँ 100 big blind, but like the regs would be able to take 100 big blinds from me. 60 is like I know 60 big blind कैसे river तक all in डालना है. like the
Yeah.
bit sizes. So that's why I play 60 abhi bhi.
60 is still cool. Still much better than playing 20 big blind strategy
sure,
in
for
cash games.
Yeah, makes
It's
sense.
really hard, trust me.
For sure. Like you're basically handicapped to push folding 20 big blinds. People are
Yeah,
not
sort
folding
of
to
push
zero.
folding.
तो ठीक है, अपन अब आ गए हाईएस्ट स्टेक्स पे, अपन क्रश कर रहे हैं. तो ये तो अपना हो गया पूरा पोकर का फ्रंट, हमने 1 करोड़ रुपए बना लिए. तो हाउ, सो देयर इज अ फैमिली एस्पेक्ट टू इट, राइट? लाइक पोकर इज ऑफ कोर्स सेंसिटिव इशू इन फैमिलीज, हमेशा ही थोड़ा सा होता है कि क्या है. सो लाइक हाउ हैज योर एक्सपीरियंस बीन विद दैट फ्रंट? लाइक घर पे क्या सीन था स्टार्टिंग से? पता था, नहीं पता था, क्या था पूरा सीन?
They don't know about like me playing poker.
Wow.
They thought I was studying in the laptop.
Wow.
So
Okay.
yeah, for the most part.
कब तक
So
था
this
ये?
was the case. More than a year. 1 साल से ज़्यादा I think.
Wow. So कैसे, how did you take that final plunge and tell them? Like 1 साल तक तो already इतना डर बैठ गया होगा ना, नहीं बताने का.
Eventually, you know, I have to tell them. So I thought कि like it's the right time. When I felt कि it's the right time, then I decided to, you know, just told them. And also, you know, after I wasn't sure कि I'm going to play poker for a living. Even after 2021, I had plans for MBA. After I dropped MTech twice,
अच्छा,
like
तो
once I
MBA.
dropped MTech.
हाँ.
So second time also I got MTech offers from various colleges. And that time also, you know, I dropped, and that's when, you know, like I started giving them hints कि like now my plans are changed.
अच्छा, पर
Like,
क्या
I
बोला
want-
घर
I
पे
want to do
जब नहीं ली MTech? क्या बोल के मना किया?
Yeah, like poker only.
अच्छा,
But-
तब बता दिया.
Yeah. No, that time or I revealed कि like I have a source of income, I'm making money. Let me give one more chance. This is the last chance I'm asking.
अच्छा.
This time I'll do MBA. Like I told them कि like मेरा interest technical से उठ गया. Now I'm looking to learn about business. So I thought कि let's
Oh.
prepare for CAT.
Okay.
Yeah, I was preparing for CAT on side, but I couldn't manage it. It's tough. It's really hard to manage both poker and CAT stuff.
For sure.
So after like 15 days, I was exhausted.
Makes sense.
So this happened with me.
तो घर पे अभी भी यही पता है कि एक सोर्स ऑफ इनकम है, कुछ कर रहा हूँ मैं?
No.
MBA.
After that, उसके बाद मैंने sort कर दिया था. Like
अच्छा.
after few months down the line, you know, I thought कि like it's time.
Okay.
I can't hide it anymore.
So how much
I have
money
to tell
did you
them.
have at that point when you were confident enough to go home and tell them that you're playing poker?
20-ish, I guess.
अच्छा,
20-ish.
1,000 से
20
20 लाख बना के then you were like कि अच्छा अब
Yeah.
मैं confident हूँ कि मैं कर भी सकता हूँ, तो
अब ये
बना भी.
स्टोरी सेल हो सकती है. अब ये
Fair enough.
अब इससे कन्विंस हो सकता है.
तो फिर कैसा
तो-
गया वो घर पे बताना?
It was like it gone better than what I expected.
अच्छा, nice.
So like initially they were like क्या कर रहे हो ये? They were
Reluctant.
still speculative about it.
हाँ.
But I have convinced them, you know, in a strategic way. I started explaining them pot odds and all, you know, just the maths part of it. Like
अच्छा.
I just focused on the mathematics of it, told them that it's a strategy game, shown them, you know, all the study work, solvers.
Fair.
I shown them my results as well, graphs,
Nice.
all the you know study work which I have done. I've shown the notes.
Nice.
So it took quite some time, but eventually they got convinced.
And now they are happy and proud कि हमारा बेटा पोकर खेलता है और इतना ऐसा अच्छा कर रहा है.
Since poker is a taboo in India,
हाँ.
so not 100%, but they are sort of like
Like at
they are-
least your personal equation is very
they're in a
sorted.
chill state.
Nice.
It's sort of sorted.
Yeah, but that's all you need, right? Like you don't care about people. Like already when we choose poker as a profession, we don't give a fuck to what people think about us, because वो हमेशा रहता ही है. So of course.
It's still a taboo, you know. It will take some time, you know. I'm assuming after like 10 years down the line, like everyone's dog will be playing poker. I can imagine this happening in India.
Yeah, I so hope so. Like that's also MPC ka motto, right? So we're just trying to push poker into literally.
Yeah, MPC has done a great job in spreading the awareness. That's how I learned a lot about various technicalities and nuances of poker community in India. Because, you know, being in MPC, you get in touch with a lot of good people,
For sure, yeah.
you know, who are in the same page of life in which you are.
Correct.
Mostly of the same age group from 20s to 30s.
हाँ.
So yeah,
थोड़ा बुढ़ा
I
feel
get to
होता है
know a
मुझे,
lot of
but-
people.
yeah.
So you're young, so like same age group है, same
हाँ.
engineers, jobless.
Same criteria, same world view.
Yeah.
सब मोह माया वाला वो सबका आ चुका है.
Yeah, the same kind of people.
Right.
So, you know, MPC has done a great job in uniting, in making a community, and miles to go. Yeah,
For sure.
it's
There's
still
so-
developing.
Like, since nobody else from MPC is there, I take credit for it. Thank you so much.
Of
Otherwise,
course, you deserve it.
yeah, I've also
Yeah,
joined
you deserve
MPC
it.
very, very late, and like hats off to Sumit and Dipanjan Bhai and what they've achieved with MPC and how big of a community they've created. So,
Yeah.
like मैंने जब first time
Still
join किया था,
expanding. Yeah.
of course, like
Yeah.
the first time I joined, वो chill zone वाला जो scene था, like I did not know any of you, like you, Aman, Kunal, everyone, Nitin, Rishabh.
Yeah.
तब पहली बार मिल रहा था, and then it was just like a family scene out there. Like the first time I joined you guys, I was just comfortable with you all. So like it's very
In the chill zone,
welcoming.
at the chill zone.
हाँ, it's so welcoming to like for sure. So इसके अलावा like are there any key people that you want to mention who helped you throughout this journey? Are there any mentors, any peers who helped you through any of these problematic times? Like these friends that you talk about जिनसे तू अपनी ये share करता है.
There was a point, when I was stuck so much. Not technically, I would say it was like back in 2020 December when I was playing 2-5 and 5-10 randomly, moving stakes up and down from 2-5 to 5-10, losing money, then getting back to 2-5. So at that time, I met Kunal on tables. He recently quit his job, and he also decided to prepare for CAT.
Oh, okay.
His aim was also, to get into an MBA college. So we kind of have same stories. So we thought, let's do it. Let's make some money and then we'll fund our MBA. This was the original plan.
Nice.
So what happened? We started chatting, and we were playing 2-5 at that time. So
both of you.
Yeah, both of us was at the same day, and we both moved up like in like similar time frames.
Achha, okay.
Yeah, that was a good part about it.
For sure.
When he finally decided to like leave poker and join MBA,
Achha, he's joined.
Yeah, he has already been studying. He's in IIM Udaipur.
IIM Udaipur. Oh wow, nice.
Yeah.
तो उसने तो जो सोचा था वो कर लिया, but तूने पैसे का लालच देख के छोड़ दिया अपना MBA का plan basically.
Yeah, after making it to 100, it's really hard to not play poker.
For sure. Like I don't know how he's done it, because he was also crashing 50, 100, 100, 200, I guess.
Yeah, but his ambition was stronger than mine, because it was him only who suggested me the idea of MBA.
Achha.
I was going to join MTech, but he then suggested me that like this will help more in your career. So at that time, he was playing 2-5, I was playing 2-5. After that, we started, exchanging our thoughts on various spots. So I was stuck a lot. So I remember on 26th Feb, I was super tilted after a session.
Again, you with the dates. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah. So yeah, that day was special because after that day, my win rate almost doubled.
Oh wow. Okay.
In like just 1 hour. So
Damn.
I was super tilted, and I called him and I was like, let's do a session. We started going through our hands, and in that session we have covered a lot of hands. I figured that in that session itself that my knowledge for beating that stake was good. It's just that my execution was not great.
Achha.
So with his help, he helped me in building a good thought process about how to execute a certain strategy. So I learned that, and after that, like my game improved a lot, and that was a turning point. So I would really like to give him the credit for that.
So you say you doubled your win rate after that session. So basically ये वो वाली स्कीम हो गई ना, 21 दिन में पैसा डबल. ये तो मुझे और पूरी स्ट्रीम को जाननी. 21 मिनट में पैसा डबल हो रहा है इधर. ये वाली ऐसा क्या पार्ट पड़ा है यार कुणाल ने तुझे कि तूने 21 मिनट में अपना विन रेट डबल कर दिया? ये तो हम सब जानना चाहेंगे.
ये चीज I want to highlight this because a lot of people I know who have good theoretical knowledge. Their theoretical knowledge is absolutely good for beating mid stakes, but they don't know the execution.
Correct.
Like not the right execution. Also I was scared money at that time. So with with his help, I figured out that I was playing these spots in a very passive manner.
Achha.
But I know how to play this like in a better way. But I was not executing because of being scared money.
Right.
So scared money is a big factor which is stopping you from reaching your potential, which I feel is the case for a lot of players. Yeah, that was it. Like after I know, like before that day, I had a win rate of 4, and after that day, I recorded a sample of 1 month. 1 month is still a small sample, but like for 1 month I recorded and I figured that my win rate has gone up to 8 now. And after 2-3 months more, I again checked my win rate for that 3 months of sample, and it was still like around 8.
Wow.
Like 8,
Insane.
7, 8, 9. So that was the turning point, I would say.
Pretty sick. So I think all of you grinders out there have this. Don't be scared, man.
Scared money बोल रहा हूँ, पता चला अगले दिन से लोग आके ब्लफ मारने लगे मुझे.
कहाँ है लोगों की
लोग बैंकरोल ना उड़ाते अपना.
हाँ, ये हो सकता है बस कि लोग आके पूरा बैंकरोल लेके बैठे हैं. तो ठीक है. हाँ, तो 21 दिन में पैसा डबल वाली स्कीम है स्कैर्ड मनी. दैट्स योर सजेशन टू द मिड स्टेक्स, हाई स्टेक्स ग्राइंडर. लो स्टेक्स ग्राइंडर, मिड स्टेक्स ग्राइंडर को बेसिकली हमारा कहना ये है कि डरो मत, जो सीखा है वो खेलो बिना डरे. डोंट बी स्कैर्ड.
But before that you have to put some time into learning the theory as well. ऐसा नहीं है कि randomly जाके किसी बोर्ड में ट्रिपल बैरल मार दिया, चेक रेस डबल बैरल शव कर दिया. This is not going to work like unless you know what you're doing.
For sure, makes sense. This is a cautionary warning, statutory warning by Bharat कि देखो मेरे को आके मत बोलना कि स्कैर्ड बनी नहीं हो, हमने तो देखो सही खेला था, हम हार गए.
Don't just bust your donk off your bankrolls.
पहले भरत की तरह strong होने theoretically, then all this matters. The condition is if you're theoretically strong, then don't be scared. Otherwise, whether you're scared money or you're not, you'll still be burning money.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's our primary tip to mid-stakes, low-stakes grinder. We want to summarize your basically tips for mid-stakes, low-stakes grinder.
So the first and foremost is the selection of card room. So poker room basically. It has to be on the basis of the effective rake, and the second one is the average stack size which is available on the table. You need to make sure it's good. At least 30-40 big blinds is the minimum buy-in of it. If you're in the bankroll building phase and you have options to choose the games available, in that case you should prefer this option because your win rate is going to be higher if you are playing deeper.
Makes sense.
And you think that the tables which you are playing, the people who are playing on the tables are relatively weaker than you. Not everyone, but a few weaker players on the table.
Correct. I just got reminded of what I heard of the saying. Like I had a different version of the saying you were saying. If you can't identify the fish on the table, you're the fish on the table.
Then you're the fish.
That's the version I had always.
So third one, don't be scared money. Like if you want to, what I used to do when I learned a new thing, new concept. So I used to implement that concept on the same stake. What I would recommend is just don't be scared money to implement that concept. Even if you make mistakes, you will learn. Just implement that new thing which you have learned in a stake lower than your current stake.
Right. Okay. So if there's a new strategy that you're going to implement.
Yeah. If you have learned something new, this is for beginners and the ones who are playing at the mid stakes. Yeah, at higher stakes one can implement at their own stake because they have a good feel of variance and they are not scared money. Most high stakes players are not scared money.
Correct.
So just implement its new strategy at a lower stake, just for you to implement it correctly and confidently. Not be afraid to take marginal spots. Take spots which are indifferent. Right, indifferent spots are the ones which are really tough to identify there because they are not intuitive.
For sure, makes sense. So do you want to define what indifferent spot is?
Indifferent spot is basically a spot in which there are two or more strategic options, and all of these options, if you take either of the options, they are going to make equal amount of money. That's an indifferent spot.
So basically अगर किसी spot में मैं हूँ, मुझे लग रहा है कि यहाँ पे call भी सही है, fold भी सही है.
Yeah.
So this is an indifferent spot between calling and folding.
Raise भी सही है.
और raise भी सही है, तो it's indifferent between calling, folding.
Two or more options. Yeah, exactly. Indifference.
So I think that's that about the serious aspect. तो अब थोड़ा सा बात करते हैं. देख तूने 1 करोड़ रुपए बना लिया पोकर से, तो अपने लाइफस्टाइल में भी कुछ चेंजेस वगैरह लाया होगा ऑफ कोर्स. तो आई एम श्योर स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम वेयर यू वर पढ़ाई कर रहा था, नाउ यू आर लाइक ऑफ कोर्स प्लेइंग द हाईएस्ट स्टेक्स, तो खर्चे भी शौक भी वैसे थोड़े बदले होंगे. तो हाउ इज योर लाइफ लाइक राइट नाउ? लाइक व्हाट डू यू डू फॉर रिक्रिएशन? हाउ डू यू जस्ट स्पेंड टाइम? हॉबीज वगैरह क्या है?
Hobbies as such, I don't have any further hobbies apart from poker. Currently I'll search for hobbies.
अब तो golf खेलना शुरू करना चाहिए यार तुझे. Golf is the sport of the rich, so you should start getting into golf.
Yeah, golf is one of the option available.
Correct.
Currently I'm still indulged in poker a lot. I think this is currently the best hobby for me, career wise.
Okay, I mean मैं कौन होता हूँ बोलने वाला। ठीक है, सो ये तो हो गया। सो आगे के अब तेरे क्या प्लान है? लाइक डू यू हैव एनी इमीडिएट गोल्स दैट यू वांट टू अचीव लाइफ से रिलेटेड? शादी वादी करनी हो, कुछ भी ऐसे इमीडिएट गोल्स है क्या लाइफ में जो तू अभी सोच रहा हो अचीव करने का?
Immediate goals are also concerned with poker only because there are still some tables in which which I can't play, because if I'll play that table then I'm going to be fish on that table. So I want to make sure ki at least I should put some effort and get myself to that level ki I'll be comfortable in playing those tables which exist in India. At least in India, like itna till this, I think I'll continue with poker, like putting some work into like studying, growing how I approach various sports. Like there are infinite amount of sports,
Of course.
as you can see, like infinite amount of. Apart from that, I have been getting a PLO addiction lately.
अच्छा,
So
ये हुई ना
yeah,
कोई
I've been
बात?
losing.
हाँ,
So I've been losing a lot in PLO.
अच्छा।
And
So what are you playing in PLO?
yeah.
PLO 5, 6, 4 कौन से game?
So initially when I started, I used to play every like whatever games run. I just randomly
अच्छा,
open tables and sit in.
हाँ हाँ।
Depends on my mood. Like yeah, if I'm sober, then I'll play PLO 4. Otherwise, I'll play PLO 6.
Otherwise, what is
So-
this otherwise?
Otherwise, everyone knows like what
Uh-huh.
otherwise looks like.
Fair enough.
I won't go into details.
So it's the
Yeah.
usual otherwise, basically.
I'm not
Okay.
promoting anything, any
Correct.
substance on this. But yeah, like PLO is fun. I enjoy that. So I really want to put some work into PLO.
तो तुझे क्या
Because-
बोलते हैं पता है? बचपन में एक कहावत सुनी होगी तूने, कुएं का मेंढक। तो कुएं का मेंढक बेसिकली क्या होता है कि एक जो पैशन है, एक जो चीज पसंद है, उसके अराउंड पूरी लाइफ रिवॉल्व कर रही है अभी, राइट? सो लाइक ऑफ कोर्स देयर विल कम अ टाइम व्हेन यू विल कम आउट ऑफ द कुआं इज बेसिकली अ वेल, राइट?
Yeah.
तो बचपन में अपन बहुत सारे मैथमेटिकल क्वेश्चन करते थे ना, अ फ्रॉग स्टक इन अ वेल हैज टू कम आउट, जंप करने की कोशिश कर रहा है बार-बार, फिर
हाँ,
नीचे
हाँ,
गिर
yeah.
जा रहा है। तो वो कुएं
I
का
can
मेंढक
recall.
वहां से आता है। सो बेसिकली यू आर राइट नाउ इनसाइड पोकर, इवेंचुअली you will come out and then there will be more things in play. But right now you're very happy being stuck inside this well of poker.
Yeah, as long as it's challenging, it's good. I enjoy it. जब challenging होना बंद हो जाएगा, then it will become boring.
Yeah, makes sense.
Also, there is some addiction part also involved. Like when you play a lot, you get addicted to the game.
I mean, of course, so like बहुत लोगों को लगता है कि addiction like taboo से associate करते हैं बहुत लोग, but like in life, I
Yeah.
think everybody has some sorts of addiction, but the more like you can, whatever addiction makes you gain EV in life are okay addictions, I think. So like the EV could be in terms of happiness, in terms of money, in terms of like whatever you're gaining in life. Any addiction that's making you gain EV in life, I think is absolutely fine.
Yeah. Also, you need one addiction to replace another addiction.
Precisely.
So
yeah.
if anyone out there is an addict, there is an
Poker.
option always available in poker.
Fair enough. All right. So on that note, I think I don't have any more questions for you. Do you have anything to say to the audience? Do you
No,
want-
I'm just really thankful for having me, and I really enjoyed the conversation. You have been an amazing host.
अरे वाह,
And
वाह, बहुत
Yeah, it was
बढ़िया,
an amazing experience overall.
बहुत ही बढ़िया।
I would also like to thank to MPC for having such initiatives to spread the word across the community, to spread the game in general. The MPC has been doing a really good job. Also, these rakeback deals, collaboration with sites,
Mhm.
all this is going to be helping in growing the game in general in our country.
So like I don't know
So-
how Dipanjan keeps coming up with these innovative ideas. Did you recently hear the Bankroll challenge वाला जो नया reward system शुरू किया Dipanjan?
They're gifting an iPhone, I guess.
iPhone is one of the websites का idea, right? So what Dipanjan has come out with is कि there are different types of bankroll challenges people do with us, right? So there's somebody who could do a 5 lakh ka bankroll challenge, 10 lakh ka, 20 lakh ka, 30 lakh ka. So Dipanjan has made 5 different slabs, and for each slabs he's rewarding people with different things. And so like at 30 lakh ka slab, he's rewarding people with a gaming PC.
Wow.
तो काफी cool लगा था मुझे, था thought I'll just
Yeah,
give it a
insanely
try.
high in value.
है ना, बहुत cool था. And
Yeah,
then there are others
So-
also काफी similar ही.
There are many. I'm sure there must be many slabs
हाँ.
because I've seen the bankroll challenges. They start from like 5k to 50k, and they go up to
Exactly.
1 CR recently.
Exactly.
Aman has been doing
Aman
this.
is correct.
Yeah, it's the biggest challenge which is going to happen on MPC,
For
and I'm
sure.
sure he will complete it.
Yeah, I'm sure, pretty sure. Like the last podcast you talked to him, he seemed pretty like very comfortable about it. कि हाँ, it was just a matter of कि कितने time में करेगा या नहीं करेगा, तो question ही नहीं लग रहा था हमें उससे बात करके. So ठीक है, अब सारी ये सब हो गई. Last segment पे आ जाते हैं हम, जिसके लिए I think तू सबसे ज्यादा nervous भी था, मुझसे तो पहले से बोल रहा है. तो this is now the rapid fire round. I'm going to ask you a few questions and you have to just be rapid about answering them. That's pretty much it. Just say the first thing that
Rapid.
comes to your head. Rapid fire.
is the condition.
Yes, the only condition is rapid. उसके अलावा we'll decide the quality of your answers and like that's for people to enjoy. All right, so I think let's just directly jump into it. कुछ 5-6 questions है, ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं लगेगा, and then you can just go mint more money.
No, it's time for sleeping.
Yeah, it's already 8 in the morning, by the way, for all of you watching at whatever time. Right now we're recording at 8 in the morning. That is the only time Bharat का available time मिला है मुझे.
We are being punctual. Like who is going to do their work in 8 in the morning?
That's also true.
It's even offices start at 9 or
10. Yeah.
So I think we are being more punctual.
That's true too. Yeah. Fuck. I never thought of it that way. So अब अपन करते हैं फटाफट rapid fire शुरू. So who is the best poker player according to you?
Stefan 11222 on pokerstars.com.
Nice. And all right, now who is the best poker player in the Indian circuit?
Currently Avi Ghanshani.
Who?
Avi Ghanshani on Bazi.
Okay, I have no idea. So he's playing Hold'em highest stakes?
Yeah, highest stakes.
Oh wow, I have no idea. I've never heard this name before, but I'm pretty sure if you're saying it, he has to be one of the best. Shout out if you're watching
shout
this.
Out to him.
Bharat is already scared money against you. So next question is money or fame?
Money.
That's what I expect from a cash player. I think it was spontaneous aane chahiye. So the next question is, so since you're Sharad ka like inspired student, I know I've been under Sharad for a very long time also. So I know this one thing about him. I'll see if you have a similar answer. So at what age do you plan to retire in life?
30 probably.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're a fan of Sharad, you would have this answer. I'm happy with that. All right. So give me your poker crush. Who is your poker crush? India.
It has to be Payo Solver.
Come on. No, I'm not taking that. Take time, but give me a correct answer. I don't want politically correct answers here.
But you said poker crush, na? So Payo Solver is it's the perfect crush.
Give me a female poker player you'd like to date, you'd like to go out, talk to. ये सब बकचोदी नहीं चलेगी यहाँ पे.
So there is this student of Charlie Carroll. Her name is Helena May.
Oh, fuck.
So when I was at 5'10", I texted her for getting a few coaching sessions from her.
Oh, nice.
But those were really expensive. She was charging $60 for an hour. At that time, it was a lot.
So, but now that you can afford it, I think you should go for it.
I'll consider.
Nice. Safe answer. थोड़ा सा poker से बाहर आते हैं. What is your favorite TV show?
Breaking Bad for everyone. For most people.
I've never seen Breaking Bad. Just I am one of those.
You must watch.
I haven't seen Breaking Bad. I haven't seen Game of Thrones. And as a child, I've never seen Harry Potter.
Get fucked, you emo c***.
You're missing the.
I know. I don't. I've never got around to watching them.
Time.
No. I have time. I watch the most garbage comedy sitcoms. I watch the most garbage drama series.
You're a comedy person.
Yeah, I like that. Name a comedy series and I would have seen it, irrespective of however rare it be. But like all these serious ones, I've never seen. बचपन से like Harry Potter तो बचपन में सब देख रहे होते थे, right? Like all my cousins used to sit and watch it. I was just मुझे देखना ही नहीं, मैं बाहर जा रहा हूँ. So let's say you're in a problem, you're stuck in a situation. Who is the first person you think of for it?
Either specific हो गया. Like for certain problems, I'll go for some people, and for some other kind of problems, I'll go for other people.
So like let's say life में you are very sad. Suddenly something sad happened to you. You have to share this with someone. Who would you go to?
I can't recall.
You have to just. What's the first person? So like, let's say right now I give you a very saddening news. Who's the first person you'd call? We can circle back. So, please. Yeah. If you have an answer.
I just can't think of an answer.
Rapid. No? Okay, कोई बात नहीं.
Because there are different kind of problems, like कुछ personal problems, and then you'll go to your family.
ठीक है. Personal problem.
कुछ ऐसा problem.
Personal problem. Who in your family would you go to?
My mom, of course.
My mom. ठीक है. Then कोई और problem. Let's say you OD'd on some. Let's say you're super drunk. Who do you go to? Who do you think would help you?
Then I'll go to my my flatmate Ayush and Sunny.
Yeah. Okay. Shout out to Ayush and Sunny. I think they'll be super
because
proud.
I'll get immediate help.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. यही है 2-3 चीजें जिसमें हेल्प चाहिए होती है. उसके अलावा तो ब्रेकअप हो गया तो कुछ हेल्प नहीं चाहिए. खुद के ही हो तुम सहारा. ठीक है. And the last thing, so like since you achieved so many things in your life, if you think about celebrating, what's the first thing that comes to your head? How do you celebrate just anything in life?
Party, of course. Like there's no other answer.
So you go out party with your friends.
Yeah, of course. That's the common answer for a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Like some people also like to do other things. If I was put into this question, I don't know what I'd answer. I never thought of it while making. I don't know.
You would go party as well.
Not really. I don't think I don't know what I
Vacation, maybe vacation or party.
Yeah, maybe vacation.
Vacation or party. There are two options.
Yeah, maybe I think I think pretty much the same. So all right, that was your rapid, not so rapid fire round, and with that, I
Not
think
so rapid.
not so rapid with some of the questions. Others were fairly fine. Then you try to be politically correct also with your crush being Payo solver. I mean, the fuck. I know you outside of this interview screen as well. Don't be cocky about that. Okay. So all right. I think that's all I have for you in terms of questions, and this was as usual super fun. I've since the day one that I started talking to you, I think I've always had a pleasure talking to you, and I'm saying honestly, I don't think there's anybody out there who's जिसका thought process तेरे जितना clear होता है. So hats off, kudos for that, and may
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
keep achieving success at the rate that you've been achieving, and that's pretty much it.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course, all pleasures.